Don't get lost cause I'm waiting. Summer feelings are waiting, boy. You and me is more than 100 miles. You and me is more than the gray sky.
Your body can only absorb between 20 and 25 grams of protein per sitting.
So it's been a long-standing myth that your body can only absorb a certain amount of protein per sitting, and anything beyond 25 grams is simply lost inside of your feces. Well, it would be cool if this was the case because you could eat as much protein as you wanted without gaining weight. This is a myth and it's simply incorrect. With that being said, it's an understandable myth and I'll tell you why. It's estimated to maximize protein synthesis, which is the repair and growth of muscle in response to the ingestion of dietary protein, is maximized at approximately 20 to 25 grams of high-quality protein, which includes things like milk, eggs, beef, poultry, fish, and whey protein, or soy protein concentrate for those on a vegetarian or vegan diet. With that being said, the absorption of protein is virtually unlimited, meaning that if you ate 50 grams of protein, you would absorb all 50, but you would end up getting a similar muscle-building response to ingesting 20 grams, and the extra protein would go to amino acid oxidation, which is the use of amino acids to create energy be turned into glucose or into body fat, rather than being used to synthesize proteins. With that being said, some studies do demonstrate that 40 grams is superior to 20 grams when it comes to maximal protein synthesis, and 70 grams is actually superior to 40 grams when it comes to the whole body anabolic or muscle building response. In essence, the protein synthetic response to protein is like an asymptote. What this means is as you increase from 0 to 20, you find most of the benefits. And as you increase from 20 to 40, the benefits of continuing to increase protein intake at that given meal begin to diminish drastically, up until you see virtually no benefits as you're pushing greater than approximately 70 grams. But again, the capacity to digest and absorb the protein that you consume is virtually unlimited. It is true that certain protein sources take longer to digest. For example, it's estimated that you will digest whey protein at approximately 10 grams per hour. But for egg protein, you may only be digesting and absorbing approximately 3 grams per hour, meaning it may take approximately 7 hours to digest 20 grams of egg protein, whereas you can digest 70 grams of whey protein in approximately 7 hours. And now through a myriad of different mechanisms, the digestive system can keep protein inside of the intestinal tract for longer periods of time, and it can even store amino acids inside of the cells inside of our intestinal tract, and these amino acids can then be released into the bloodstream periodically. It is true that different protein sources have different digestibilities. For example, meat, casein, whey, milk, and eggs are approximately 100%, whereas things like black beans and flour are lower. And the main reason for this is because plant proteins contain fiber, which sometimes inhibits protein digestion and absorption. But what I hope you took away from this video is the difference between protein absorption and protein utilization for protein synthesis. In essence, we will absorb all of the protein that we eat. In essence, depending on the digestibility, you will absorb a certain percentage of the protein that you eat regardless of the amount that you eat in that meal. But not all of this protein will be utilized for protein synthesis. And beyond a certain point, you will not get any more muscle building effects from consuming more protein in a given meal. But that extra protein will simply just be utilized for energy. Therefore, as unfortunate as it is, we can't just continue to eat more and more protein thinking that we won't absorb it. But luckily, we're not wasting protein if we eat more than 25 grams at a time. And if you'd like to learn how to take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.